Welcome back, everybody, to the new season of Tilt City here on FS. I am Alex Hooper, joined by my buddy Tom Stoss, here to recap the opening weekend in the Premier League in DFS, what we did well, what we didn't do well, what worked for other people, all of that. And we'll be here all season long as everything goes according to plan. Gators got the preview slates every weekend. I'll be doing some GPP stuff on the weekend. We got a So Rare show. And of course, we have pretty much every sport covered on the channel, NFL coming up. So please, please, please throw us a like first and foremost. Subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. Comment.
Yes, absolutely. Let's get the community.
We like
this
interacting. Yeah. Where's Tilt City at? Where are the residents of Tilt City? We want to know. Tell us what went well for you. If you saw anything on Golazzo or Gators preview that went well, or if you think we're jackasses, or if you hear us trashing Jordan Pickford too much, talking to you, Martin, my buddy, Everton Matrix. Come at us. We like talking to you. So I'm Alex. He's Tom. Let's get right into it. But first, of course, I got to ask you, what, if anything, took you to Tilt City this weekend?
That was the hard part, because I was feeling pretty good, and it's been a great day for us Spurs fans and everything. The way that it was turned out, I think if I'm tilting about anything, it's probably that I woke up, thought I had an easy content to get to, thought the Spurs would fumble like they did all last season, and I'd get to clown on them a little bit, get mad at this and that. I got nothing to talk about. It's a whole summer that went by, and I was just getting ready to cry about the Spurs, and it didn't happen. I guess we can get into a little bit what worked out, but I'm happy. I'm ready. Let's do this.
You're extra happy, speaking of the offseason, because you didn't really play much Euros, and that was bad for pretty much every sharp that I talked to. That went horrible. So we're not even going to talk about that. We're going to move right past that. For me, really, if I'm tilting over, I was like one goal, really. I had some really good lineups in the opener. We'll look at that in a second. I was one goal from a couple of people, a couple of usual suspects that are always tilting me. I was one away from shipping it. I had a really nice day on Saturday, but it could have been a real nice day. Same for today too. But if I forget, I was going to use my dad's saying about I was only 2 seconds off the world record in the 100-meter or whatever. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, being one goal away is still a pretty far bit away. So
he has all the coach quotes. I love that. I love it. Like, your dad rocks.
He's a good man. All right, let's recap Saturday really quick before we get into the action. Manchester United crushed our boys from Leeds, our secondary boys over there at Leeds. Bruno with a bunch, but the star was really Pogba. Some beautiful assists, 4 assists, and some of that passing was amazing. Anything on that game? Did you watch any of it?
I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. I probably would be tilting about that if I didn't have all the faith in the world for my boys. They're gonna see their way out of this one. I think this is just Man U's year. Could be.
I think I saw United was plus 1,200 to win the Champions League, and I mean PSG's line was too short. They should have been a little closer to even money.
Okay,
but if I had money to bet, if I could use DraftKings Sportsbook, I probably would have put some money on United at that line. I like them a lot. I could see them winning the Premier League. I don't think they finish outside of the top 4, and I think they make a run for Champions League. But okay, absolutely. So the classic slate Saturday, 5 games. We finally got it back. Speaking of the Champions League, it's like that. I haven't played a whole lot of this in the Premier League, if any. So I was excited for it. It went well for me. So let's take a look really quick at some of the games. Didn't expect a lot out of this one. Brighton takes down Burnley 2-1. Tarkowski, of course, the opening goal of the slate. No Tarkowski in any of my lineups. So of course that happened. You asked me about it. I was like, no, I got Ben Mee. But you always take the wrong center back. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, Natch.
Maupay from Modera. Did Modera start? No, he did not. He came in 72nd minute, assisted. And then Alexis McAllister came in, got the goal right after he came in from Pascal Gross, who that was another one that tilted me. was Pascal Gross. We'll talk about that. Chelsea did what we thought they would do. The lineup was crazy, threw everything off. He and Ryan Bertrand, or Chelsea, and then Ryan Bertrand not starting was a big spoke in the wheels. And then, of course, Chalobah being the third goal when I was praying it was Timo Werner.
Naturally, yeah.
From Kovacic. None of the chalk guys really went off for Chelsea, except, I mean, Alonso was like the guy on the slate once Bertrand was out. And Chilwell.
Yeah, I kind of expected that, like 5 goals out of these guys in this one. So like, yeah, it was, yeah, it's just all the games at once like this. It's hard to like pick the, like, get all the chalk that you need, and I really have to get used to that. I haven't been doing much of these at all besides, like you said, Champions League.
Right. Yeah, it's a different game. Like, it's so much different than some of those late slates, the late swaps like today, where you can actually make some changes and you can actually set yourself up for some success later in the day. Not here. You got to get it all right on the first try. So Everton, Southampton was one I was sweating a bunch because I had Dominic Calvert-Lewin in about 60% of my lineups. And when he scored in the 81st minute, I threw a Tiger Woods fist pump in the air. It was pretty solid. Adam Armstrong was a guy considered in GPP, and of course he went out and scored. I did have Che Adams. I got that assist, but the rest of the lineup wasn't great. Richarlison was heavily involved. Doucouré looked good all game, but not a guy I was getting to a whole lot. I got one Townsend, Noah Iwobi, Richarlison on the assist, and I finally got my DCL goal. Leicester, that was the other team I thought might go off, and they struggled a little bit. And it was Vardy from Pereira.
If there's anything, I think the thing that sunk me in this day was betting a little too heavily on Leicester action, and not nearly enough Vardy in that too, because I wanted to get off of him, and that really messed me up. It ate me up. Like I just ate up money elsewhere. So
I got to see what his ownership was. I imagine it was in the 20s, like in the big one at least. We'll take a look at that, but I didn't get to Pereira at all. As soon as it wasn't Bertrand, I just wasn't going there. And Pereira's really good. He's just been gone for so long. He's kind of off my radar.
I made that pivot a couple of times, and I just wish I had done it more. It freed up like so much space for some of that chalk. And that was the other thing too, is I just didn't. I should have just gone all out on that one.
Right.
But you never know. You don't know the season's starting off. You don't know who those guys are, like those like cheap value guys are. And that's my whole thing. So it was really hard to build my first lineup. I just don't know how it's going to work out.
Yeah, I hear you. James Maddison was probably the tilt of the day for me because I knew I shouldn't play him. I played him. It didn't work.
Yep.
This was the best one though. If you watch Golazzo, I said I loved Emmanuel Dennis. I said I loved Ismail Sarr, and boy, did that work out. Dennis Sarr from Dennis, I believe. Yes. He comes up as D.E. Bonaventure here, but he's Emmanuel Dennis here. I don't know what that is.
It's when he gets assists. He does his author name.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to read the new adventure series. Oh no, not my favorite adventure author, D.E. Bonaventure.
D.E. Bonaventure. No, yes. So this was the key. Those two guys were the key really my two best lineups, I'm pretty sure, were my Dennis Sarr lineups. And I think that was the case for a lot of people. And some sharps even got to Sarr in cash, which I thought about. And then I was like, I got to be crazy for doing this. And then, of course, we'll look at it because we're going to dive right into the cash here. I took one of Blender's head-to-heads, and boy, he dusted me. So my lineup was trash, as you can see. Like, here's your chalk right here is Ward-Prowse, Digne, and Alonso. Blender's got him too. Really quick, let me just hit Pereira too. I didn't even notice that. 3,800 too. Like, he was right under Azpilicueta, and he's more. Azpilicueta was better without the assist from Pereira, but still, like, Pereira, I think, is generally more active. So they talked a lot about Werner on the RotoWire pod, and it made a lot of sense. So I went there as well. He didn't score. What's new? So here's the big one. We talked about this a little bit. Pascal Gross always gets there, as we know. We were a little worried about his positioning, and with Solly March back and all of that, whether or not he would be more attacking. And Burnley gives up crosses generally, like they're friendly to play against in DFS. Even when the lineups came out and showed Gross close to the front, I still was gun shy about it when I should not have been. Like, I knew better again, and I just couldn't do it, which is silly because, God, even without the assist, he outperformed James Madison by 9 points and $1,200. And because I didn't get to Gross, I was like, oh, Trossard will probably take a couple, like an idiot, when March is back. And that was the whole, like, I didn't even think about that. So, I mean, I only had about $30 in cash, and I wasn't focused on cash. I was focused on GPP, but big oof. It was a big oof for me.
It happens, man. You got to knock the dust off. It's okay. And like I don't know, because Gross is not expensive, but I think if you're locking in Ward-Prowse, Digne, and Alonso, you sort of have to, like, you got to make some concessions. And like I don't know if you even thought about it. I would come to mind, but I bet there's like a subconscious thing there where you're kind of accounting for that a little bit.
I doubt myself a lot on things that I know.
Like, right. Yeah. Because you feel like overconfident at that point. It's like, right. I shouldn't trust myself nearly this much.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I did. So, like, I think the process was right on Aspie. Like Pereira in retrospect makes a lot of sense there too for cheaper. It's kind of a pick 'em, but he's generally more active than Azpilicueta. I mean, paying up for Schmeichel, I didn't want to pay up a keeper on this slate, even though Wolves are bad, and I kind of expected that. Right. But I was never going to get to one of the top two keepers on this slate, and I think they're the only ones that really performed well. Definitely, I think the only ones over 9 points.
Yeah. I think you might have, for a while, you might have had Watford's guy out ahead, but that ended up not happening. Yeah, I don't think any of the cheap guys would work out. We'll have to see. We got a whole season to work this out.
Yeah. I just goofed up so badly here.
Yeah.
And I knew, even like hitting submit, I was like, I don't know. And it was bad. So, but did really well in the GPPs. I finished
nice
third in the $4, and this was my big one. All right, so still got the chalk. Ward-Prowse, Digne, Alonso, great. They all went off. I mean, Digne did enough, and then Dennis at 2%, and Sarr at 12, which was actually kind of a surprising number for me, especially in the $4 where there's less sharps. Got my DCL goal. So because I'm a little better at breaking down the concepts within my lineups now than I probably was last season, let me take you step by step here. So
let's do it.
What I was trying to do on a 5-game slate, when there's like hard chalk that feels good, like James Ward-Prowse felt like a lock of locks. Digne felt like an absolute lock. And Alonso was a lock because he's so offensive. And it was a great matchup. Pretty much all of my lineups, like I maybe faded one of these guys, and I had 20 lineups, one of them in 4 total, probably. So what I was trying to do was find the cheap goals. On a 5-game slate, you kind of know, like something might happen and you can find goals elsewhere. So if they go off and you get those other goals, they're going to be at low ownerships, et cetera, et cetera. So I made 2 of these Watford lineups. I said on Golazzo, I said, I might get Dennis in 2 of them, and even though I liked them so much. So I'm taking the high ownership. I knew Ward-Prowse would be high owned. I didn't think he'd be less owned than Calvert-Lewin, but it makes sense because it's GPP and he's a $6,400 striker on the third biggest favorite.
Oh yeah.
And I knew Mendy would be chalky, but I knew that these guys would be so low owned that if they did well, this lineup could do well in total. And then also I had Aozi Perez, who he fit in my lineup at 6,000 on the second biggest favorite. He scores every now and then. He's the other guy other than Werner. This was my best lineup. I was like 30 something in the big one. And if he would have scored, I could have been very close, especially at 5% ownership. So, so again, the concept is like, you can take chalk in GPP, like you're looking for leverage on ownerships, but I was playing a lot of really high variance lineups. Like when I was trying to get variant, I was getting like, my variance is way higher than I needed to. And I think I have a little bit better understanding of how to leverage that now. Like, I mean, this is not a huge leverage lineup. I mean, like there are 5 chalk pieces here. And then there are 3 that are so off the board that I could play that much chalk. So like if I was going to play Watford, which I knew no one was going to be on, I knew I could like play a Mendy. Plus I had the money. Right. So that's kind of where I was going with that one. Some of my others are a little more balanced. And the other thing, the last thing on this is I'm trying to find 2+2s, or sorry, not 2+2. I'm trying to pair 2 guys. Like if I think somebody is going to have a good day, or if I'm hoping for a good day, I'm going to try to grab the goal scorer and the assister. And so because I had Digne in all my lineups, it made DCL so much better of a play because there's could be correlation there. Alonso and Mendy are correlated. Have it there. James Ward-Prowse, you know, unless I was going to play Che Adams or Armstrong, like I was betting on him banging home a free kick or just standing alone. He's not on a favorite, so I didn't need to pair him. But like Sarr and Dennis made a lot of sense to me, and it worked out.
Yeah. Did you run this with like Burnley guys swapped out for Watford guys? Did you like do like any Chris Wood, Westwood sort of like the same deal?
I might have gotten a Chris Wood in one lineup as a one-off. I did not pair them.
Okay. Because this seems kind of like it friendly for just like kind of running. If you had even more entries, like you might get to the point where you're, you know, taking like Mope and Gross or something like that. You're just running through those guys and looking for that goal and assist from elsewhere. Yeah. Yeah. This seems like a good kind of a core sort of thing to swap and switch things in and out with.
And that's kind of where I was going. If you see, this was my 19th lineup out of 20.
Ah, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's a good time to get to that point.
So here's my other Sarr lineup. Same thing. Okay. Drop down in keeper, and I went for Werner instead.
Okay.
But it was the same thing, and then you know I've still got correlation between these 2 guys. If I think they're going to go off, I think they're going to go off. Let's see, just a different lineup for me. None were that good apparently.
Werner doesn't really pull in a lot of the shot volume, does he? Is he usually like gunning for it?
Sometimes it just depends on whether or not he's going to be so bad that game that he can't even put it on net. Which he had one that was like literally the side of the net from close. It was a perfect chance, and he biffed it like always.
I was trying to figure that out because I like have that conception. I think I picked him expecting him to like, you know, put up. I almost hit 10 off the shots alone, but I don't know where I got that from.
He can have a floor to him, but
not really.
He can like it's not one you want to bet on. So this was my 5-0 Chelsea lineup minus Mendy, and I played DCL because that was my upside play. I was trying to get more upside play, and I played McGinn because I was like low owned upside, and that was a real punt, and it just happened to work out. And then Pope probably could have been. This was a 1v1 McGinn and Pope. It was just a matter of I couldn't get high enough with a mid here that I liked. Like I don't think I could have gotten up to Sarr or Dennis. I think 3,700. So it had 1,100. Yeah, I think I was like 300 or 200 shy of Dennis. So were you going to say something? Sorry.
No. I got nothing. I was doing the math on that.
Gotcha. All right. So here's Everton, Villa, Maupay. And then I still get my Alonso. So let's see. So I faded Ward-Prowse here to get to Buendia.
Yeah.
That worked out, whatever. So you kind of see the point. Let's look at some of the winners.
Okay. Matty Cash
was a great value. I love that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like this is a pretty distant Villa stack, but there's some, it's not like an Ings or a Buendia or Leon Bailey if he started. Like it was a guy I was going to get to a lot, but I mean, it works out. I didn't realize Cash had such a good game. I didn't get to him as much as I thought I would be because I was playing so much of the other guys. But yeah, Cash over Dina was a good move.
Mm-hmm.
March ended up having a floor anyway. So again, me playing Trossard like an idiot. But enough correlation with Chelsea. You knew that you're going to get there. One off goal. Cool. That's a good lineup. Beavis is a good player. Let's look at the big one really quick.
Oh, yeah.
So I finished 31st.
With that. Yeah, okay. Jesus, man.
So that was 200.
Yeah.
Let's look at the top. Jay Westfall, I don't know him. I don't know that I've seen his name, but I'll be looking out.
I can't believe, I mean, I can believe why Dina is there. Like I understand why he's there, but I can't believe this didn't involve like a pivot off of Dina or something like that. I guess Watford is a big enough pivot that you're set.
Right. That's kind of, I mean, look at these guys. Pope was 13 and he didn't do anything anyway, but over 20, almost 50, over 20. Like
wow.
20 is normally the magic number. Like under 20 is usually enough of a leverage spot. If it works out that you can get like higher than 20. And then obviously 1.9 is like James Tarkowski was 0.5% owned in this. So, but I mean, so Pulisic and Alonso, again, technically, I mean, not correlated, but on the same team, like you're still betting on Chelsea. You get your Chelsea bets here. I only expect the 2 goals out of them anyway, but I mean, there's some real correlation between these two, and there was actually a goal and an assist. There's some same here, and then you get Dina. I mean, that's a very good lineup, and it had. I mean, you needed these guys, and you see a lot of sharps up here: Hofbrau, Saramek, Blender. Like I would guess that Sar and Dennis are in every one of these lineups. So, okay, there's just Sar. Got to Gross, Pereira, Schmeichel pairing. Still got to Dina. See, that makes sense. Yeah. Turkoglu is very good. Sar. Wow, Gross and Maupai. Okay, 10%. But again, so 10 and 15, over 20, 50, 40, 20, 20. Like, it happened to work. It obviously very much depends on the slate, but it has to work. Let's see what Hofbrau did. That's kind of a double floor play. I'm surprised at that one. Pair these two. Sar is a fine, like you didn't need Dennis. Sar is a fine play on his own because he's carried Watford for a while, 3 years now. Then Alonso Dina paid up for Schmeichel, which cheaper and only at 11%. Like if Palace did score, everyone with Schmeichel was jumping.
Right. Yeah.
Look at the GOAT real quick. Sar, that he went to Brighton. So see, he gets heavy exposure still to Chelsea in a different way, but I mean, like these are all Alonso scored, but I mean, like you're playing him for the floor and the corners and everything. Aspi is a cheap wide player. You got the keeper and you got the set taker, and then cheap off the board. Like not a lot of people were stacking Brighton, and he got the guys. And then Richarlison was a fine one-off for Everton because he takes a lot of shots. There's a lot of volume there. So, like, if you section it off over the 5 games, like, figure out who you have faith in and who among those teams and players could go off, and just try to pair it the best you can while getting the smart stuff, and then just go a little off the board elsewhere. What was his other one? Just swapped in Pulisic.
Mm-hmm.
So Maupai's out, Pulisic's in, change the keepers, get to Dina.
Yep. It's easy to get in your own head about, at least for me, about like just all the possibilities and like how the season's going to work out. For some reason I lost all faith in Everton. I think I favored Leicester in the way that I should have favored Everton, as it turns out. I mean, whatever. That's just another day. Like,
I mean, the odds kind of said that.
Yeah,
the odds weren't like huge in the favor of Leicester, like relative to Everton, but I mean, Everton trailed for They didn't trail us. They were like struggling for a lot of this game. I watched more of that match than any of these others, and I mean, like that was the one. By the way, Blender, 9th place. This is 12th lineup.
Nice.
The top. Okay. So the forwards are all that's different from his cash lineup. It's Vardy and Calvert-Lewin over. Gross and Werner.
Oh, and yeah.
So I mean, like, obviously his cash lineup smashed, but yeah, he got 20 extra points out of these two guys. So I'll look in a second. Oh, that's the $4.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just want to see Saramek's other one. Yeah, so he got to a lot of star. I mean, he's making 110 plus lineups, so you can get to him.
Whew. Jesus, what's the limit on this one?
It's like 168.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, you can put a lot of shots on goal. Off brow. So you get it. Damari Gray, okay. But he got the cash there. Another Saramek. Okay. Same sort of thing. Sanchez. Okay. 140th from him. So it looks like he leveraged Brighton quite a bit. He really leveraged Sar. Obviously.
Oh, sure did.
Got enough off. So did Hofbrau. Okay. I want to run through blenders really quick. Okay. He only put 2 on the other one's his cash lineup. Okay. He might have only played those 2. I don't know. But so yeah, that's that Saturday. Congrats to Jay Westfall. Congrats. Yeah, good correlative. Like it makes sense. It's a very sensible lineup. I see 3-2-2 keeper. Like that's a very sensible build. I mean, I think it doesn't necessarily matter like this, but on a 5-game slate, I can see 3-2-2 keeper working a lot, especially when Watford scores 3.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, especially when it's Watford doing the scoring.
Right.
In that game. Cool.
So does that make sense? Like
man.
Kind of like you got the chalk and you can still get to it even in a GBP when you find some other leverage pieces and with the correlation. Blender talks about the levers a lot and I forget them all. Correlation.
Okay.
God, I'm letting myself down here. Leverage is the big one. I mean, ownership.
Okay, these are like the keys to success for DFS or something.
Well, no, like there's 3 levers and you can have to. You ever see like the business slogan where it's like you can either have it well, you can have it fast, or I forget the third one of that as well. But it's like pick 2.
Okay. Yeah, right.
It's kind of the same thing.
Huh. Okay. He needs to come up with a nice acronym for that. Something like we call it the I don't know, the CAT method or whatever. I have no idea.
All right.
Some sort of snappy thing. Just a little constructive criticism from a fellow.
He watches every now and then. Maybe
does he? Oh, wow. Yeah. I'll come up with something.
All right. You want to jump into Sunday? Only 2-game slate?
Yeah, let's do it.
You had a nice day today. You didn't play the classic, correct?
No, didn't touch it. I wanted to. Well, if I probably would do what I would have like originally thought to do would be a showdown. Was there a West Ham showdown?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I probably would have touched that and left the Tottenham one alone, but I ended up doing Tottenham City, and yeah, it worked out really well.
You'd have been tilting the first one, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would have gotten way in my head about this one. This might have been a mess.
I don't have fun with 4-2 showdowns.
No,
generally not a good time for me because I don't play enough attackers and showdowns.
I don't. Okay. I wouldn't have touched Antonio probably in this one, and that would have killed me.
Really?
Just one way. I don't know. I wouldn't have got to him nearly as much. I guess maybe a max enter and a showdown. Maybe I'm thinking classic. I probably would have got to him. Who am I kidding?
I got to him in both a lot and still didn't do well. So, all right. So Callum Wilson from St. Maximin, fantastic. 5 minutes in, I played a lot of Fabianski in classic. So 5 minutes in, I was like, all right, cool. I suck. Cresswell from Fornals was originally Souček from Cresswell. And they took a goal away from your boy.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. Was there like a cross in or something?
I didn't see it. I didn't tune in early enough. I didn't see it. Right. And then I only watched the second half really. But then Murphy from Richie, I had plenty of Richie. I had some Murphy. Mm-hmm. Benrahma from Antonio. They turned it on in the second half. Benrahma from Antonio. Then your boy Souček got. I want to say it was on the end of a cross, but there's no assist. He might have just put back a.
It was
Rebound.
the penalty. It was a rebound off the penalty.
Right.
Yeah.
The Antonio
Yeah.
penalty, which is literally right here at
Yeah.
63 minutes. I
Yeah.
just looked a little
Yeah.
later. And then
Tommy
Antonio,
loves to he loves to hang out in the box, man. You can't get him out of there.
I
He's
sent you that. Did I send
Oh
you that
yeah.
stat?
Yeah.
But seeing
He's
that,
nuts, man.
okay, so I sent Tom a stat that I saw that Suchek made more runs into the box than anyone else in the Premier League last season, and that is enough for me to play him. Like, that's the kind of information I should really leverage, because like if guys are in the box, they have a better chance to score. Like that's
yeah, especially when it's a tall guy with a head that he's just got the perfect head for heading. I don't know what his deal is, but he's got a big noggin, and it knows right where to go. He's incredible.
He sure does. And then
he's excellent.
Yes, that's the word. Son from Bergwijn. I didn't realize Bergwijn got the assist. And then not a lot from City.
Oh man, no, that was I don't know what it was. I'm getting ahead of myself if it was if it was us or them or I don't know. Just exciting stuff.
Low block counterattack, and Spurs weren't great on their counterattacks until they were.
No, yeah, I thought they were going to see just a bunch more of those like failed ones. Bergwijn was. I'm not going to spend too much time with it. Bergwijn, both him and Mora, they were making me tear my hair out. But like, it worked when it worked out. They worked.
I thought Lucas had a really nice game.
He did. I was watching him, and it was pissing me off. But like after a while, I was like, okay, I can't knock him because Stevie is not passing very well at all.
Stevie is not accurate.
No,
he is not as good a finisher as I thought he would be, and he has not improved. Lucas is a Lamella level shithouser, and that's what he was doing. And
got that yellow out of Grealish. That was nice to see. There you can get under their skin, man.
That's true. My favorite part was, I think it was Lucas. Grealish made a tackle, and Lucas went over, and Grealish got in his face like, "You're a diver." I was like, "Bro,
come on,
you."
Talking to a mirror, man. That's ridiculous.
Couple of shithousers. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't have as much to go in depth on this classic slate, other than that I was butt cheeks. This is a late swap too, so a lot of these don't look anywhere like they did at the beginning. This one was. I can't believe this is my highest scoring. I have a hard time believing that. But I didn't get to much Spurs. So
right.
Mahrez, Gundogan, and Grealish were the three best plays from City, so that's where I went. I had plenty of Antonio. I had to get a third team, so Richie found his way into a lot of my lineups. Ake was there for passes and a floor and some clean sheet equity, but I didn't even pair him with the keeper because I had to punt down to get the rest of this to get Grealish and Mahrez. Mahrez was not good. Lloris was good at 13% owned, which pay down a keeper, you idiot. Was that really my best one? Oh, Solly won. Solly's good.
Oof.
Same thing. Suchek and Diaz instead, just a 1v1.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't touch this one. This would have,
it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to build.
No. Especially because you're saving all that space for all the City guys, and it's like you don't know who's actually going to you're gonna switch everything around there in that last point.
That's the thing, is I stacked plenty of West Ham.
Yeah.
And realistically, I should have done more stuff like this, where I then go to the Spurs, but like I had so much Fabianski because, of course, I say it like every show. I'm like, you don't have to pair the keeper with the forwards in a stack. There's 5 points of correlation, and that's basically on the defenders anyway. Like it's dumb. And I did it. This is what happens. Also, Delhi was not the correct guy here, but there's a heavy bias for me. So
I just want to believe. I want to believe in Delhi. Come on, please come back 2016 Delhi. I miss you so much.
He was not very involved today, but I didn't expect him to be.
No, he wasn't. No.
Not much of a floor from Shelby. Not much of a floor from Kufal. Like Lloris and Son, Lloris and Son were the only places that I got anywhere, because the Son still ended up being 35% owned against City, which to me, like, I don't think he should have been.
No.
But he still put up 10 points without the goal. So I didn't expect that either. So maybe I'm the idiot. Boy Bodega down here. What other stupid crap did I do? Second lineup, actually pretty good. Delhi was not in there originally. It's just I didn't have Ben Rama, so I needed to make some change. I got off Grealish. but God, who else did I have in there? I wish I knew, because the rest of them were not horrible plays. It's just I didn't have Ben Rama. If I had Ben Rama or Murphy, it would have been fine. All right. I don't even want to try and guess the nuts because I was so.
I'm really curious. Yeah.
Bowen made it, huh? I was
Okay.
tilting Bowen per usual.
Yeah.
No
right.
City, of course.
Woo! Yeah, that'll pull it in for you.
See,
okay.
like, so that was a smart thing to do in GPPs, and it was the same thing I said on Golazzo. I just didn't look at the slate until I started to make I literally did not know the salaries until I logged on at 8 o'clock to make lineups this morning. So that's on me. But I said it on Golazzo. I said one of the ways to get different is fully fade Chelsea. But part of that was like it's a 5-game slate. So yeah, it would have made sense to make 1 or 2 lineups fully fading the only like negative money favorite on the slate. I don't think West Ham was. Maybe they were, but like obviously City's going to be owned. So if they don't score, and there are 7 other goals on the slate, you're going to win.
It's hard to do a full fade of them here. I mean, like like even to not do like what you would think was their set taker I feel like I would at least have to do that.
I mean, like you needed this lineup needed 4 goals out of West Ham.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that came through for him. But yeah, I never. I mean, it helps when you don't necessarily when the set taker's a mess and City is kind of looking listless anyway. So that comes through for you. But yeah, I would almost never like a full fade of them. Might be like one of the last couple that I do.
So
that's getting different though. That's like like you say, man. That's how you do it.
Again, like in GPPs, it's not about what you think will happen. It's about what happens if something else does happen. So you make those in your head and you figure it out. So the other thing I was thinking about today is, okay, you look at this slate. It's 2 games. It's decent team against crappy team. And I mean, technically a big 6 team against the best team in the league. I was expecting Tottenham to get their doors blown off. Again, like that could be some negative bias on my end. It's my team. They looked like crap last year relative to my expectations, and that probably influenced me a lot. But the odds kind of confirmed it. So, but the game environments, like think about any time like Liverpool played City recently, or Liverpool played United, or United played, like they're all 1-0 games.
Yeah.
So on the 2-game slate, like the game that was more likely to go off was always West Ham Newcastle, and I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, you got to keep that in mind. Yeah, I was expecting a 1-0, 1-1, 2-0 for out of City and Tottenham. I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, like I said it again and again. I don't know what to expect, but it's just like the beginning of the season. It's like, the set takers are gonna do their thing, and we'll see how it goes. That ends up, I'll be probably mad at the end of the day. But that's the best. That's the best I could do.
That's the thing with, like, I thought it was going to be 1-0, 2-0. Like when I say get the doors blown off, I could have seen it be 3-0, 4-0 City, but I was expecting 2-0.
Okay. Yeah.
But like if I knew that going into it, like I should have thought, well, the other game, like I didn't necessarily think West Ham was going to put up 4. I didn't think Newcastle would put up 2.
No.
And obviously I played a lot of Fabianski thinking that they would get blanked, but like that's not how I should have thought of that. I shouldn't try to predict the outcome of that game. I should have looked at the entire slate and said, well, it's probably more likely that the first game gets more action.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's easy to say now. Go ahead.
No, that's just it's hard for that. That's a hard thing to. It's easy to get caught up. It's as I was going to say. It's really easy to get in your own head about that one.
Right. Well, after playing the 5-game slate too, it was like a completely different thing. It was throwing me back to Ryan Belangi, Ryder Great, fantastic, like top 10 soccer player in the world. Has talked about these 2-game slates being more akin to like a showdown.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was kind of trying to build in that regard, where I was like, yeah, I need some set taker fillers, but when it does go off and there's 6 goals in one game, like you needed this to happen. So, I mean, Soli was obviously very on that. He got enough West Ham, got a decent City, not set taker, but a wide player here. And Murphy scored, so that was great. I mean, that's a pretty wild correlation there, is Murphy and Almiron, but I mean, it's makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so he was just game stacking essentially, which makes sense on a 2-game slate when one of the games is 2 Titans. And I use that word very lightly with our boys. Any other guy? Okay, Charlie. What did Charlie do? Charlie just mixed it up. Charlie paired Tanganga on the wing and was very cheap with Lloris. He paired St. Maximin with Wilson, which makes a ton of sense. One off to paired Antonio with Cresswell. Son, kind of a one-off because he's independent of these guys. And Gundogan was probably the best play on the slate at this price. Didn't play well, but I mean, this is a brilliant lineup out of one of my favorite DFS players around. So, but again, it was similar to the lineups I was building on Saturday. 3, 2, 2, 1.
I like that, thinking about it as a showdown. I'm gonna just keep that in mind. I'll just remember to do the Sunday slate when and next time, just to test that out. because what is different? Like, what's different? Like, what do you change over with this too? Like the showdown sort of comparison there.
Well, I think you can script.
Yeah.
Like, I think you very easily could have looked at this and said, well, if this game goes this way and this game goes this way, like not necessarily 4-2. You could, if you're scripting 1 for a 1-0, I think you can look at the other one and be like, all right, well, in the case that this one is 1-0, do I have the goal scorer? And then otherwise, can this other game pop off?
Okay.
So it's kind of, the scripting, I think, makes the most sense. And again, like on a 2-game slate, the keeper matters way more than on a 5-game slate.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Maybe not matters way more, but you know what I'm saying? Like, It's easier to pay up.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Okay. Nice.
Let's see. My guy Bodega, did he double this up? Same lineup? So 4 with Dawson without the keeper correlation, but you get the savings here, up to Kufal, which killed me too, man. And goal scorer and assister. I mean, Grealish was still Grealish. Richie was fantastic. So. All right, let's move past the classic because that wasn't very fun. Who won the 4? Antonio, St. Max, Murphy, Benrahma. I mean, yeah, that's like a perfect build. Son was the most expensive player on the slate, I think. So when there are 7 or 6 other goals and you catch all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 4. Oh, and some sub goals. That was yesterday. Never mind. I'm off my ass. Yeah, good lineup. Charlie. Same lineup from Charlie, was 3rd in the $4. Way to go, buddy. All right. So you did really well on the showdown, though. Speaking of showdowns.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's take a look. Let me get into that.
Yeah, I'll pass the screen share over to you. Was this your biggest win?
I think I might have pulled in a second in a dime time at one point. I think that in terms of the money, this was the biggest return I've had, which is nice. But you have screen sharing disabled, my friend.
Oh no, I forgot how to do this already.
I know you don't want me to shine, but I'm going to shine. All right, that does it. Now I'm gonna hope that my I have to. So the fun thing about my computer is I have to run a video game in the background when I'm doing it. So hopefully you don't hear Roller Coaster Tycoon music.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. All right, I can get this. I'm scared. I don't know how to. What if they don't like how I'm controlling my computer?
Oh wow.
Anyway. Yeah, sorry. I was just going through to see how everyone else did.
Sevierville Heat.
Yeah. I got hung up on this one.
Went with the Osimo approach.
But yeah, let's take a look at this, man. This
is
number 2. I only shied off by less than a half a point, man. But yeah, this is. Go ahead.
Can I ask you this? You might not want me to ask you this on air. Are you a profit?
Am I what?
Are you like at a lifetime profit at this point?
I think so. Yeah.
That had to put you pretty close.
Yeah.
You won 28 too, so it wasn't just the $20 from second.
Yeah.
And you were like, you were a cross away from first.
I know, man. I know. I think I got adjusted down a little bit further away from half a point. I was closer and yeah, like got adjusted. But yeah, man, this was a killer. I got really bailed out too from that goal because I had way too much City going on here.
But that's
And
fine.
I think, but everyone else did too. So
Yeah, right,
that's
exactly.
great. Yeah,
So all right, so
this
tell
is
me
one of
tell me
the
why you built this and how you like who you clicked first and all that and what you were scripting
I
for, etc.
so I almost always in Max Center showdowns, I will put at least one, if not two, of each keeper or captain, just in case they have
I do
a
the same
big
thing.
day and then a save and a clean sheet and a win. This is this is what I was expecting. Either team was going to have one goal or like a tie with Lloris having a ton of saves. I figured
Yeah,
Hugo would see a lot of action, and
yeah, I
he
did too.
like he kind of did. But the clean sheet and the win really did it here. Um, I don't think, oh no, because I only did this the one time. And I think I might do this more if I'm expecting a 1-0, that where this keeper captain move.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was just trying to pick up who I thought would be crossing. I thought Cancelo would, come through with a floor here, and he did. Um, yeah, and it was just that it was like I want to hit, one of the goal scorers. If it's not going to be Son,
Mhm.
then I'm in there. But it's just like, yeah, that I figured it's not getting caught up on, especially with Spurs, and it's so early too. You don't really know who is going to be like a floor guy for them. And I didn't
No
want to
one
like,
generally.
no, yeah, exactly. So I didn't want to waste too much time. I might, if I had more of these and I could have gotten my head, I probably would not have done Mora and Bergwijn together, but here it worked out.
Yeah, because
Um,
when I saw it, I was thinking like, oh, you were looking for like a real like 2-0 sort of thing.
yeah, yeah, this is really, in retrospect, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense where like if I'm scripting for a 1-0 for the keeper, but I think it was more, actually, I don't understand the logic of that one. But
I
yeah, it's
mean,
just
well,
because
no,
Spurs, like, who are you going to put in? Like, Reguilon is not really that guy. You
no
might
one
think
is.
so, but he's not. Yeah, right.
But
So,
I would have gone to more City. Like, and that's not a criticism. Like if I
mhm,
was looking, I would just say, all right, I got Lloris in there. So if they bomb him, like I would have very possibly gone Lloris captain, and then all five were City. Like that's generally like that's an onslaught build,
yeah, yeah.
and this is more of a like equal possession sort of thing. So
Yeah, I really don't know why like Gundo didn't make the cut here or something like that.
I,
Yeah.
that was my question. Gunda or Cancelo over Gundo. I did that in some places where I was like, I think Cancelo might outperform Gundo. Gundo was the
Yeah.
other one who like Suchek is always in the box too. So that kind of again like I over
Hmm.
leveraged that, especially after Suchek scored twice technically. But
Right. Yeah, I guess the thinking with Cancelo too was I figured they were going to get down and put a bunch of shots on Lloris. If they're going to like try to work the outside to get there through
gotcha.
Cancelo as opposed to Gundogan trying to make some move in the middle. And he's not getting past Ali Skip and Tanganga. Just they're strong on that side, man. They were beautiful over
Love it.
there.
Yeah, that
Who
was a real
knew?
defensive lineup.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
man.
why. Eric Dyer and Son, just like those are the two, like the only two guys that play well against City. It's
Hmm.
always the like Dyer is in front of every shot against them. And I have praised Eric Dyer so much more than I ever should.
Yeah, man, you're the lone voice there. I think he
Yeah,
gets a
yeah,
lot of gets a lot of crap off him.
yeah.
For me too. Yeah, because I'm
What
yelling at him.
what did that first place
But
lineup look like?
he had almost the same, except that he captained Son like you should do,
And then he went to
and
Mendy.
yeah, and Mendy, right? Yeah, which just it got essentially gets you there compared to Cancelo. So
Yeah.
I it's in retrospect, I usually do put a keeper in not at captain too a couple times,
Mhm.
and I did, but like I think I like that was where I had like a City onslaught. Like because yeah, that's probably why that one like you're not seeing this one up top is because City didn't go anywhere, and I wouldn't want to captain someone who eventually does let in that goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess if anything, the Lloris captain was counting on like a 3-0 surprise or something like that out of them.
So in GPPs, like the dog goalkeeper, and we've talked about this plenty, but I'm finding it more so now. I think I can articulate it a little better. Like the dog keeper has so much more upside than like the guys beneath him. Like
Oh
if
yeah.
say you really want Sun Captain Grealish more of Bergwijn, which playing Stevie, I don't know the next time I'll ever play Steven Bergwijn, but in Mendy, like say that's what you wanted. And you have enough for Lloris, and then you look under and it's like Højbjerg and the City center backs and Skip.
Right.
And you're like, all right, so I need a goal out of all of those guys. What's more likely? An Oliver Skip goal or Hugo Lloris to save 5 or save 6 and give up 1 goal?
Right.
It's the upside is so much higher. At least the probability of them recognizing their upside is probably so much higher with the opposing keeper. If they don't reach the upside, like they could be -6, but
oh yeah,
if one of those other guys doesn't score, you weren't going to win anyway, and you should be trying to win the GPP, or else you're wasting a lineup. So just play the keeper.
Yeah.
I have a perfect example of that. Sometimes, like this, sometimes they get a clean sheet.
Lovely. Yeah, this is it was almost a no-brainer getting down that 4,000 range. And like a dog keeper in a showdown is like that is one of my biggest like crutches to go to, is just like pop that guy in, and like hopefully he sees volume, and someone like Lloris is going to save that, the shots that come his way.
Yeah. And I mean, he's one of the better shot stoppers around. So like I always play Lloris in these matches when Spurs are outmatched, which is more and more these days.
Mm-hmm. Hey, not anymore, man. We got Nuno.
We're gonna win the league.
We're gonna win the league. We got this. Who needs Harry Kane? Let's make some money. Let's get, I don't know who. Let's get somebody.
Lautaro Martinez.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Is that still in the works?
Yeah. The agent says he doesn't want to leave. Inter says we're broke. I don't know.
He's gonna want to leave now.
Guy Sports says that they want to pair him with Kane. The Sun says they're replacing Kane with it. It's transfer rumors. It's all garbage until Fabrizio says, "Here we go."
Well, I think we did a great showing today. I think anyone who's smart would want to be here. And
the fans were
set up, Sun.
The fans were singing, "Are you watching Harry Kane?" at the end.
I loved it. I'm such a big Harry Kane hater. I loved it. I would be singing right along with him.
I'm ready for him to go. I love him.
Oh my God.
I'm over it.
Show me the money. Let's get rid of this old bum.
I can't wait to go out and blow it on Soldado and Eric Lamela and those guys again. Etienne Capoue, I want to say they spent the Bale money on.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at that. Yeah. Who they brought in, because what was it? Someone's goodbye message to Lamela was like, "I'm gonna miss you, you little asshole," or something like that.
That's him.
Just an article about that. Yeah. Oh, it was Aurier said that. Which, yeah, you're out soon. Speaking of people being out soon, is Ndombele? Do you think he's gonna be on his way out?
Yeah.
I hope not, I don't know. Man. I hate what's he doing? What's Nuno? Get along with the guy. I love him.
No one can apparently. All right, so they got Soldado, Lamela, Etienne Capoue, Vlad Širčes, Paulinho, Nasser Chadley, and some guy named Christian Eriksen.
Glad you're still around, Chrissy. Boy.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, did you have anything to get into with these?
Yeah, you want to let's look. All right, 95-27. Let's look at the big one. Let's see if you could have won a couple $1,000. Let's make you sad.
Oh yeah.
So you want to send it back to me real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
95. What did I say? 95?
95-27.
95-27 would have been first place. You won $20,000.
Because I get different.
Well, it was your 19th lineup, right?
Yep, that was the next one I did was Ederson captain.
You would have had to have played $450 worth of volume to get there, but
next time I'm putting it all in.
Yeah, right. That's the rule, is you have to tilt enter.
Yeah.
I
could do it. I have a job now, man. I could do it. I finally, big news for me. I finally got the job situation figured out, so I'm not too far off from throwing out around $400 every weekend.
I got you.
I'm gonna be tilting about stuff soon enough. Don't you worry.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. What is
Sorry
that
to do
first?
that
No,
to
it's
you. I
fine.
hate it. I
No,
hate
it's
doing
cool,
that to
man.
you.
It's cool. Can you throw that one up there? I want to see what he got.
Oh yeah, here.
Yeah.
We have
Okay.
a quick production bug. I locked my wife out of the house, so I got to run and let her in really quick. You want to
All right.
you want to talk to
Yeah.
people through this one?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I've been wondering what a solo episode would be like. Let's see a test run on that. I so Son. Okay. Yeah. I don't know that like Hoiberg is that. Yeah, because it's kind of like what Alex was getting into with the 4,000 guys. I guess if you have, well, he had a ton of money too. I don't know why Gundo isn't here. This is kind of the deal with my, but I guess I'm not sure how many you're entering in this. It looks like this is probably another, what, 101. Is this how these work out? I don't know this money. I don't, I'm just scared of this stuff. Is this another 150 entry?
This was his 71st. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because I was, yeah, I
He,
was wondering
he
why
needed
Hoiberg was
71
here.
entries to win. You only needed
I
19.
did 19, baby. I guess that, so I was trying to like figure out why Gundo wasn't in the space for Hoiberg, but I guess after
Salary?
71, you're just swapping off all those
No.
guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No,
Right. No, you're
he must
right.
have been like going down and just
Yeah.
picking almost all
Cascade.
those guys.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay.
Wow.
Because
Yeah. See, like I wouldn't have. He left $1,900 on the table.
yeah. But that, like, yeah, that's the only way that makes sense if is you like, yeah, you were cascading down and picking all of those guys, seeing who would knock it in the goal or whatever.
This is what
Is
my build would have looked like doing what you did. This is
yeah,
exactly what it would have looked like.
yeah, yeah, and that like that this makes sense with what I had said too, bombing around the sides and whatnot. But you just got to come off of it. Like, yeah, don't not too many of
It's
them. I would have,
literally dog keeper, captain,
yeah,
set takers, wide players on
yeah.
my favorite team.
Yeah, and on a team like against Spurs, this makes a lot of sense. Is going to both the guys on the wings and whatnot, and both the fullbacks.
Right.
But I don't know. I just don't do that. Don't do that. Just pick Stevie, who can't get an accurate pass to save his life.
Oh boy, sorry, buddy. You know how many times I've been in the Discord and someone's been like, "Oh, you would have won the big one." It's like, please don't tell me that, and I just did it to you.
Hey, in my heart, I did win the big one. The quarter jukebox is the big one for me. I thought I was going to be throwing around too much money, and it came through for me. So
in all seriousness, though, like you're good at this. Like you're seeing shots go in. You're good at this. Like keep doing it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I was excited to get to this point just because I had sort of like honed the showdown thing very like slowly at like near the tail end of last season. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep doing these.
Yeah, get ready to tilt. Get ready for.
Oh, I love it.
You hit big early and then it's just all downhill. Speaking of which, last thing we want to look at, we said we were going to talk a little more about the dog keeper thing. I just have a perfect example. Friday, I shipped the $4. I split it 3 ways, but pretty simple build. So this is my 14th out of 20. By this point, I was building Brentford. I liked Brentford in this matchup. So if you like an underdog, like if you legitimately think they're going to win, like I did, like it makes sense to build those leverage lineups. Because if you feel confident about free leverage, my dog loves it.
There he is.
So Canos split set taker with Embuemo. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he plays forward. He's very good. I've played him in championship slates. And then I got the 3 guys that I want, a wide. I don't know if he's an attacking mid or if Martinelli was wide. Regardless, I got the 2 guys that I wanted here. Tierney, floor guy. So I got to Raya, the opposing keeper, the dog keeper, and like the guys underneath was like, I don't even know them. And then it's like the Marie or the center backs from Arsenal. Like, I don't want these guys, especially in a lineup where I'm basically predicting someone's going to score. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to take the keeper. And sometimes they get a clean sheet.
Yeah.
That's all.
Is Brentford the real deal? Are they good?
They're big analytics guys. Like their story is really, really cool. American owned Yale dude, got into analytics. There weren't a ton in soccer, got into soccer because Billy Bean is super into soccer. Moneyball Billy Bean said, I'm going to do that. Went to Midtjylland, which is a Danish Super League team, and put his head together with a couple guys there, wrote a book. And then they've employed all that stuff and sold Ollie Watkins and Saeed Benrahma and
I didn't realize.
And the center back for Villa,
Country from there.
Yeah. There's a couple other like really good Maupay.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
I want to say one of the Brighton guys. I think maybe it was Connolly. I'm not sure. Yeah,
they flipped all those guys and they still worked it out. Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm really excited to watch them. I just figured Arsenal were being bottle merchants again. I thought they're
bad.
Or,
They lost to like some nobody in preseason. Like they're in shambles. And then the other reason I liked them before that match was they announced 2 hours beforehand, like, oh, Lacazette and Aubameyang are sick. I'm like, they're screwed, and they were.
Yeah.
They had no attack. Like they lost the front of their attack right before the match. They were starting some kid up front, so it made a lot of sense. But yeah, good weekend for the Tilt City boys, huh? I made back all my losses from Euros in 2 days, and you had your biggest hit yet.
I probably paid back my losses from Euros too. I called it like halfway through the group stage. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore, man. And then like that too, because all those like the playoff ones become like 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 or 1-1 on penalties sort of thing. So yeah, I was just like, I'm done with this, and I'm glad I did, because I was scheming all the rest of the summer on how to win second place in the quarter jukebox, and I did it.
In first place in the $20,000 first GPP.
I'm counting it, man. I'm gonna spend like I did win them.
Yeah, you're gonna go out.
We're over to blow out.
Buy a Tesla.
Yeah. Yeah, with my 20,000.
Yes, right. That makes sense. A used 2001 Tesla, the original model made out of cardboard.
With the fire damage already like cooked into it.
Yes. Forged from stone. All right, man. Cool. Good start. I'm sure it'll go this way every single week.
Mm-hmm. Check back in, as we start getting more and more haggard over you could track ours.
Hard for that to happen. All right. Any last words before we get out of here? We've done about an hour.
No, Spurs are winning the league. That's all I got to say.
Winning the league. All right. Spurs are winning the league.
Nuno's the greatest coach of all time. He's a genius. Manchester pity. They're losers. I don't like them. I gotta get the
Manchester City.
Penn. Thank you. God, Penn. Yeah. I gotta get sharpened up on that. I spent all summer getting into soccer stan Twitter and people saying Ronaldo, Pessi frauds, bald frauds. I'm trying to I heard like the merchant terminology being thrown around a lot, and so I gotta get my finger on the pulse for that. I'll become an honest Penaldo fan soon enough, something like that.
We love it. That's what we need. We need more standing on this show. Nick Pope stands, even though he was garbage this weekend.
I know. I think this might be the season where the VAR merchant Nick Pope, what fraud.
You're gonna turn heel on Popers.
I'm gonna turn, yeah.
Oh no. All right, man. Well, let's do it again next week. Let's win some money next week too.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it already.
All right, dude. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're back, season 2, Tilt City. Like, subscribe, comment, call us idiots, all of that. But until next time, we'll see you.